Good afternoon. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And today we have ourselves a quality check with the Model X refresh. So without further ado, let's get right to it. All right, we have ourselves a quality check with the brand new Model X refresh. And this happens to be the white with the white interior. A very beautiful spec. Now let's take a look over here at the left side, taking a look at those wheels. And let's take a look at the left side. Let's take a look at the hood, bumper, and then onto the right side. So far, the vehicle looks nice from the front. Now let's take a look over here at the driver's side wheels, driver's side door. Nice and tight. There's a look at the beautiful carbon interior. And if it has the carbon interior, we all know what this one is. Let's go check the back to see if it is what I'm thinking. And it's the Plaid Model X. Amazing, beautiful. So let's continue on. So whenever you see the carbon interior, you know it's the Plaid. It gives you a hint. So let's check this beautiful Plaid Model X. So this is very nice. Gap is very nice. This is the fastest SUV that exists onto the market. Now let's check this gap. Let's measure this gap actually. To see if it's within spec. So we're getting a little bit under 6 millimeters, 5 millimeters, 0.6. Tesla considers 3 millimeters within spec. So definitely have ourselves an issue. Also, look at the size of this gap. And then if we notice all the way down here, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. What's going on? So this is so tiny over here. Okay, so let's check, because there's no gap over here, but apparently there's a gap over here, which is, but you know what? The gap's 3 millimeters. So it actually is within spec. So, had me a little bit worried, but I just don't like the fact that it has a gap over here, and then over here it doesn't have a gap. It's just a little bit weird. So it is fine. Let's take a look at the rear, and it is flush. Okay, so this gap is fine. And let's take a look at the right side. Okay, so now let's measure this gap over here. So a little bit above spec. It is 4 millimeters. Also, this door doesn't look like it's closed properly. It's actually poking out a little bit. And let's measure this gap. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that. 5 millimeters. Look at that. 7 millimeters. Wow. So, yeah, this is a Plaid, but unfortunately, it's a fail. What's going on, Tesla? Come on, man. You can't be having these big ass gaps on these vehicles. They're expensive. It's the Plaid. Now let's move on to another Model X. And hopefully it's the Plaid. So let's go find out. All right, so we have this Model X sitting in the corner here. It's the all black Model X. And remember, if you decide on getting the black Model X, please make your first upgrade paint protection film. I highly recommend. Like anybody that's getting a vehicle, as far as Tesla, a brand new vehicle, get paint protection film. I strongly think that you will not regret it. It is a little bit pricey. It will run you almost to close to $4,000 to cover the whole vehicle in paint protection film, but you are preserving its value. So, and also you are stopping it from having swirl marks and all the paint imperfections like rock chips. So let's do ourselves a quality check. And first off, I would definitely like to say that this hood seems a little bit off. This gap and this hood, let's check this over here. Wow! This gap is it's 7.6 millimeters. What's going on? Tesla, what's going on? Somebody tell me. Because Tesla only considers 3 millimeters within spec. And if this is 7 millimeters, that's double what Tesla considers within spec. So this hood definitely would have to be realigned. And let's check over here also. So what's going on over here? So this light to this hood is also 7.5 millimeters. What kind of gap is this? Let's check this gap over here. It's now 8 millimeters. What? So this hood definitely needs some tender love and care. So somebody fix this hood for me because it's too big. Now let's take a look over here at the driver's side door. It's nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. Uh-oh. Guess what? We see carbon. So you know what that means. Let's take a look. So let's check over here, see if it's flush. And it is flush. Gap's not that bad. Let's take a look over here. And you know what now this gap over, oh wow. Look at this gap. What's going on over here? Okay, so this is gonna run you about 5 millimeters. And this over here is about 7 millimeters. So this gap is not so good, but let me see if this is the ultimate Plaid Model X. Come on. The most expensive Model X, fastest SUV in town, being built with low quality. What's going on? Tesla, please get your priorities right. If somebody's paying close to almost $200,000 Canadian for this vehicle, they're not gonna want quality defects. Now let's check over here on the right side over here. Look at this gap. This panel's all poking out over here on the right side. So let's check this out. 8.5 millimeters. Wow, somebody. And this, look, over here it's tiny. So, wow. Almost $200,000 SUV, and it's coming with panel gaps. There's something wrong. So, and this door, there's something wrong with this door. It doesn't meet up flush. So, yet again, I'm going to have to fill another Plaid. Can you believe that? Let's move on to our final Model X. All right, so this is our final Model X, and it happens to be the black, also with the black interior. Let's take a look over here. Take a look at the wheels. Now let's take a look. And this hood is a little bit better, but the gap is yet again larger than what we would presume acceptable. So this is about 6 millimeters. And yeah, we're not off to a good start with the hood and the front of the vehicle. Now let's move on to the right side. Well, this gap's about 4 millimeters. And Tesla considers 3 millimeters within spec. Now let's take a look over here. Driver's side door, beautiful. And oh, so this is not the Plaid. We don't have any carbon. So let's take a look. But it is actually built a little bit better than the other ones. Let's continue on. Uh-oh, I spoke too soon. Yep, this panel is like sitting out. Like, what's going on here? Like, what? Like, who built this? Can somebody report to me who built this? Because were they looking? Were they blind? What's going on? So let's take a look at this gap over here. 6 millimeters. Unacceptable. Let's take a look at this gap over here. 5.6 millimeters. Let's take a look. And this light is poking out. Look at that light. It's poking out. And no Plaid badge over here. Let's take a look over here. So this gap over here is fine. and this gap on the right side is fine. But this door pokes out a little bit. So we do have multiple issues with the Model X. Wow, Tesla, please get somebody to focus on quality, hire a quality specialist, and make it their job to improve the quality. We got 3 Model X's, 2 Plaids that get a fail, and another fail for this long range. So, unfortunately, I gotta be honest with you guys. You're gonna need to do a quality check if you're taking delivery of a Model S, X3, Y, even a Cybertruck. Every single Tesla that you get, take a look at these gaps. You know, one person has said to me in the comments that, hey, other car companies have gaps too, and it's only after Tesla that we're only focusing on gaps. So we don't care about other car companies. We care about improving Tesla. So let's help Tesla identify their problems now, so when they scale up to 20 million vehicles and 2030, that everybody's getting quality, best, top of the line vehicles. You have to identify the problem in order to know what to fix it. And that's why I do these videos. I don't do these videos for money. I love Tesla as a brand. I have a lot of money invested in Tesla and other EV companies. I would prefer that everybody in the world drove electric vehicles. If they knew how much they were saving, do you know how much people would convert? Yeah, there is an upfront fee due to the fact that electric vehicles are expensive, but I'd rather pay that upfront fee now and save later. You know? Let's help everybody transition into electric vehicles. And we're gonna do that by driving clean, eating clean, and staying clean. So you better wash yourself. I was playing around. All right, so that's all I gotta say. So thank you and have a nice day. Hey, would you like to win a Tesla Model 3? All you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And one lucky subscriber will win a Tesla Model 3.